So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We're gonna go. I want you to take me through draft night. Take me through draft night. How was draft night? Where you were? Obviously, we all have high hopes of going, first round, and that didn't happen for you. But how did you embrace going early day two?
Ah man, draft day. So draft day, that was probably one of the craziest experience that I had. I was at the crib. Obviously, we had the COVID situation going on. I had all my family, friends. Pretty much everybody was over there. But I was at the crib. The projections was I was supposed to be going first round. That's kind of all I was hearing. And obviously it was going to be 17 to the Cowboys. And I'm sitting there and that time was coming up. And then I didn't hear my name called. So just kind of sitting there waiting some more time, just thinking that, another team would take a chance on me, just because of all the pre-draft stuff, that the interviews and stuff when I was talking to the teams and the organizations of what they were telling me. And it was a couple other teams that were saying, hey, if you're here, we're going to get you, blah, blah. And, they passed out on me, whatever. So that whole day, it was kind of like toward the end of the first round, I was like, I don't know. Like, it was kind of getting kind of like, I might not make it. So ended up not making it that first day, man. And that was probably the biggest, if I'm gonna be honest, that was the biggest like heartbreak like I ever felt, man. It was shocking. It threw me off like hella, because when you're seeing a lot of this stuff come out, and it's hard not to like in that type of moment, knowing how big the situation is and knowing like what's on the line, it's hard not to look at that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to take it in and be like, oh, like I might be here, I might be there. So I was definitely seeing it. It was everywhere, like I said, and this is what was being told to me. So it didn't happen. Like I said, I was heartbroken. Then next thing you know, it was kind of like a thing where, that second day, man, I ain't want nobody to come back to the crib, man. I was just, it's real though. Like, I was, I felt embarrassed. Just knowing all the work that I put in, just knowing how much I put into my craft, just knowing that, how prepared I was for the moment. And, I just feel like that the first round weight, it just holds a different type of weight. So I was definitely prepared for it, but it didn't happen. I ended up talking to my fam, my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandparents, and my girl. And it was kind of just like a thing where, they thought it was best if, everybody were to come back, because they had been with me through all the hard times before in my life. So I decided to kind of put my pride aside, man, and have them there, because, they were there for me through all the bad times, through all the good times. So I wanted them there for the moment, whenever that moment came up. And to go early second, man, when I heard my name, it was kind of just like a big relief, a big weight off my shoulders. I was real happy. My fam was real happy. My friends were happy. So it was a good moment from there. And the rest was kind of history, man. We had fun that night. We enjoyed it. We kicked it. But at the end of the day, I knew that I still had a lot of work to do. And that was still something that, it still bothered me, even when I did get drafted and heard my name, because I just felt like I was just disrespected a lot on a lot of different levels, especially knowing all the guys that they took in front of me. So that was just something that was still on my mind. Like I said, I just knew that I still had a lot to do.
Man, you make sure you allow that to bother you your entire career, allow that to bother you from the back, so it's pushing you forward. You know what I mean? That will always keep you in the right direction. And it's funny that you mentioned the Cowboys, because I wasn't aware that the Cowboys are a team that you actually thought you would go to in the first round. So knowing your story, you missed the first 6 ball games because of an injury, clearly derailed the expectations you probably set for yourself, the expectations the organization had for you. But eventually you got into the lineup, and your first career interception happened in the final game against that said Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So anytime you face off against the Cowboys, is that a personal matchup? And secondly, what was the moment like for you getting that first career interception? Because I don't care who you are as a defensive back. I don't care if you're a starter. I don't care if you're a role player, a teams guy. Anytime you get that first interception, you're going to remember it. You're going to remember the play. But take us through that moment. What was the play call and what were you supposed to do? And how good did it feel to finally get that interception?
Yeah,
against the Cowboys at that.
Yeah. I think everything came full circle for me. Like I said, that was supposed to be the team that was going to get me. That was the team that was talking to me a lot. And they liked me when I was interviewing and all that stuff. So, missing those, and it was more than 6. I think I missed the first. I think it was like the first 10 or something like that. It was a lot. I missed a lot of games, but
you missed the first 10. The first 10.
Yeah. So coming back and playing well and actually my first pick was supposed to be against the Ravens, man. I was supposed to have 2 that game. Looking back at it, I think that might have been like my first real game actually like being out there. So I was still a little rusty, trying to get some rust off. But having that pick against the Cowboys, man, that was great because going into that game, I knew what we needed to do to have a chance to even make the playoffs. I knew it was a big game going in. I knew what was on the line. So for me, and I also knew that week I was actually playing stars. So when I came back, I wasn't even playing in my position. So I had to, learn a whole new, kind of like a whole new spot. Just as far as, what I was doing, especially coming off of an injury, not being there. So it was definitely a lot on my plate. It was stuff that I could obviously handle. But it's definitely for me, I take it personal, every time I play the Cowboys from here on the rest of my career. That's just how I feel about that situation. So I think it was definitely a hell of a play call. I think we were in 7. Cover 7 there, and I was doubling backside. I think it was one receiver on that side.
Cover 7 for you guys is what? Is that like quarters? What is that?
Yeah, it was like quarters for us. We started running it later in the season. We weren't running it too much at first, but it was like quarters for us. But I was actually doubling backside. And I kind of just made a play on the ball because the ball was actually going to the front, the 3-man side. So made a play on the ball, and I ended the game, and it was a great feeling, man. I was happy, but then I had to turn around and watch the damn Eagles do what they did. So y'all know how that situation went, but but hey, it is what it is, man. We came out, we did what we had to do. We didn't get to where we wanted to be. So. Hey, it is what it is. We'll get there next year.